What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm happy and I'm glad that I'm able to restart making videos for all of you. So today we are going to be talking about something really special. We're going to be talking about something big. Imagine your job, your 9 to 5 job as a plane, and you are flying at a 35,000 feet, and your destination, your retirement at 65. But what if I told you that there is a better way, a faster way to jump off that plane early and still land safely? What if I told you that there is even a better way of doing that, right? So most people wait decades relying on 401ks, relying on pensions and social security. These are parachutes everyone expects to land safely with. The ones that the government gave us, right? That we are going to, jump off of that plane with, right? But what if I told you that you can actually build your own parachute? You don't have to solely rely on 401ks and all that, right? What if I told you that there are parachutes that you can build with real estate and business acquisitions and you can retire early? Now, stick with me. Let's set the stage for this. Think of your 9 to 5 job as this plane, right? And the seats are very comfortable enough and the ride is stable, but no one tells you how long the flight is really going to be. Decades go by and you are stuck in this long, slow journey to retirement. Meanwhile, every day, as you get to watch the calendar inch forward, one paycheck at a time, most people on this plane are waiting for the pilot to give them the signal to jump at that retirement age. Here is the problem with that. These traditional 401ks, these traditional parachutes like 401ks and pensions, they have some major limitations with them. Let's talk about the traditional parachute for a second. I have friends, and maybe you do too, who have been working like 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. They put money into their 401ks and hoping it will be enough. But the market is very unpredictable. And then another problem with inflation, which eats away the buying power of the money that they have. And by the time they hit 65, they might not have enough to truly enjoy life. It goes back to what Robert Kiyosaki said, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. He says that the biggest risk is not taking any risk at all. In a world that is constantly changing really quick, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risk. Now, most people don't realize how risky it is to rely solely on your traditional retirement plan, which is your 401ks, right? So imagine this, you are 62 and then the stock market took a 20% dive and suddenly that $1 million 401k is now 800,000. Your plans shattered just like that. And you can't touch that money too early without, penalties. So you are just locked into the stock market and you can't do nothing about it. This is what most people are counting on to land safely after they jump off of the plane. Let me tell you about a story. A buddy of mine, Dave. Dave was the example of a textbook of a hardworking professional. He did literally everything right. Dave contributed to his 401k. He invested in stock market, invested in his company's pension. Dave worked for nearly 40 years as an engineer. But here's the kicker. When Dave was 58 years old, his company got acquired and his pension plan was severely reduced. On top of that, he had hit health scare. So Dave now realized that by the time he retires at 65, his health might not allow him to do all the things that he had dreamt about. Now Dave is looking at retirement not as a celebration, but as a time when his body might not, keep up. This is where the alternative parachutes come in. The ones that they don't tell you about. They don't teach in schools. They don't teach us this, but you have to figure these things out yourself. Now, these are the parachutes that allow you to jump off the plane early and then you can land comfortably. These parachutes are real estate and business acquisitions. There are many more other parachutes, but these are the ones that I am going to be talking about today. So this parachute will give you more control when you can make that jump. Take real estate, for example. Imagine you own just one rental property. Every month someone else is paying that rent for you, and that rent happens to cover the mortgage and then leaves you with some extra cash on a monthly basis. That extra cash, it's called passive income. The more properties you own, the more of it you can collect. Over time, you can build enough passive income to replace your salary, meaning that you can retire at 30 and retire at 40, but not at 60. Now, let me tell you about another story of a guy called Matt. Matt was a high school teacher, and Matt really loved his work. He worked long hours, earning a modest paycheck. He didn't hate his job, right? But he couldn't see himself retiring at 65. So he started buying real estate in his late 20s, just here and there, one property here, one property there. He kept his expenses low and reinvested his rental income. Fast forward to Matt's early 40s. Matt has really acquired enough passive income from his rental properties to cover his living expenses. He didn't need his teaching salary anymore. So guess what? Matt didn't have to wait till 65 years old to jump off the plane. He jumped off early because he's built enough passive income. He's built enough parachutes. Now, Matt enjoys traveling, enjoys coaching his son's soccer team, and enjoys doing the things that he really, really loves without worrying about the next paycheck. Why? Because there is a parachute. And Matt didn't have to wait for any permission to enjoy his life. He built his own parachute with real estate. And so you can, by deploying the money in your bank account to start working for you. Robert Kiyosaki points out in his book that financial freedom is available to those who learn about it and work for it. So Matt took that lesson at heart, and now he's reaping the benefits. Let's talk about how real estate gives you more control and more flexibility. Unlike 401k that you have to wait at a certain age to be able to dip your hand into the money that you have, and your money is tied in for decades, real estate will give you an immediate cash flow. A real estate that you bought well will give you an immediate cash flow, and it also allows you to buy more assets with other people's money, usually the bank. Let me give you this example. So think about it. You have a $100,000 down payment. That would enable you to buy like a $500,000 property. That property generates rent, it builds equity, and it increases in value over time. All the while, you still only have $100K of your money in the deal. That is the power of leverage, because your money is growing through the assets that you acquired. That money, you have someone in the house who is helping you to pay down your mortgage, who is helping you to perhaps, it's generating enough income for you to just to live life on your own terms. This is the power of investing in real estate. And then over years, the building tends to appreciate in value, assuming you bought your property in a good appreciating neighborhood. Let me tell you another story of Lisa. Lisa is a lawyer. She made great money, but she worked insane hours. I'm talking about 70 hours and 80 hours a week. She realized early that she didn't want to be doing this forever, working 70 hours. That tends to take a whole toll on your body, right? So she didn't want to start doing that until 60 years old, right? So Lisa started buying, small apartment buildings. Lisa used the leverage to buy his first building, then reinvested the cash flow to buy more. Within 10 years, she had built a portfolio of properties that generated more in passive income than her 6-figure salary. These stories are very typical in real estate investment. Some people think, oh, I just bought one property, that is going to be enough. No, it's not going to be enough, right? You must have to learn that as your properties are generating income, you have to reinvest it until you get to that your goal. And that was exactly what Lisa was doing in this particular example that I was given. She reinvested the money and over again. Perhaps it might take you 5 years to keep repeating this process. Sometimes it might take you 10 years. Keep repeating the process until you are able to replace your 6-figure salary. I am in the same journey myself. That's what I'm doing. Every year I buy apartments. Because I want to get to a point where I would replace my salary. Lisa did not quit her job, right? She bought back her time. She jumped off of that plane while everyone else was still trapped in it, waiting for their turn. The Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett, once said that if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you are going to die working for other people. So Lisa knew that building passive income through real estate was her ticket to early retirement. But real estate is not only the parachutes that is out there. Let's talk about something else that I really love: business acquisition. Now, this is a strategy most people overlook because they think owning a business is too risky or too time consuming. But here is the thing, right? Instead of starting a business from scratch, right? You can actually buy an existing business that is already profitable. So you are actually buying into a cash flow. You are buying into something that is generating money already. So imagine buying a local business, a car wash or a laundromat or even an online store that is already making money. It's already making money. It has customers. It has systems that it's already built in. You just step in there and then you run the business and hire someone to run the business for you. You can decide to run it yourself, or you hire someone to run it for you and then you collect the profit. So this brings me to Mike. Mike was a corporate sales guy. He was making the money. The sales was giving him enough cash flow, but Mike hated the grind, right? Instead of waiting until 65 to retire, Mike had to go buy a local cleaning business. Now, the previous owner was ready to retire and Mike stepped in, bought the business and started running it. In just 2 years, Mike doubled the profit of that business. He made money from it than from his sales job. So what did he do? He went ahead, he quit his job. He jumped off early. Now Mike has the freedom to spend time with his family, and that business runs without him being there 24/7. As business expert Michael E. Garber says in his book, E-Myth Revisited, the entrepreneur rarely thinks in terms of retirement. His passion is for the business and for its growth and for the prosperity. Mike understood that passion could drive him to build his wealth faster and retire early. What am I trying to show you guys here? I'm trying to let you know that there are other ways to retire early and to build your wealth. You don't have to rely on the traditional parachutes that gets you stuck in the plane until you are 65. So with real estate and business acquisition, you can build cash flow now, right? It is not just about the money, it's about control. When you start generating passive income, whether from real estate, you have control over your time. Then you can decide to take vacations and spend time with your family, or even work a few hours because you are no longer dependent on the paycheck. So think of it this way. Instead of sitting down in that plane waiting for someone else to tell you when you can jump, why don't you start building your own parachute for yourself? Tell me, what is it going to be? Are you going to keep cruising along with the hope that your 401k will be enough? Or are you going to take control, invest in real estate, buy businesses, jump off that plane early? If you are ready to take this jump, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, comment on this video, tell me how this video has really challenged you to start thinking about retirement in a different form, right? So don't wait to take control. Don't wait. This is your destiny. This is your life, right? You have to start building parachutes. that will enable you to jump off that plane as early as possible. I want to enjoy life, and that's why I'm starting right now to build my own parachute. It might take me 5 years, it might take me 10 years to have a parachute that will sustain me and my family for a long time without depending on my job. But what I'm telling you is that I am committed to building my own parachute. Are you committed to building your own? What is it gonna be for you? Let me know. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, comment on it. I'm gonna reply. If you have any other pressing topic that you want me to talk about, let me know in the comment section. And I hope this has truly challenged you to start thinking about retirement in a new form. Thank you for watching. See you next time.